Dear students, in this video, I am going to demonstrate working with arrays in Java. The IDE I have used here is the Eclipse IDE. So first I am going to create a Java file. So in the source, we go to new, create a class. So I am going to use with an array demo. So I am going to create a class name, that is class name and file name should be same. So public static has to defaultly come in my file. So click finish. So I got a file. So to start with, you have to know what is an array. So array is a collection of homogeneous data. So all the data are of same data type. And the array index always start with 0. Array elements are accessed through index value. So this is the basic information about an array. So generally array is a collection of homogeneous data. So you can have a same data type group together. And the elements of the array will be accessed through the index. And in Java, array index starts with 0. And the array can be defined into 1D array. And also it can be a 2D array that I can tell with matrix. So now we'll start with the steps how to work with the one-dimensional data. So to work with one-dimensional data, please remember first the basic steps. The first one is declaration of the array. Second one is assigning values to the array. And next is displaying the values of the array. So these are the basic thing. Then we have to add some logics, whatever you want to do to execute for the particular program. So to declare an array, okay, this is the syntax for declaring an array. So int a square bracket equal to new int. The size I have to give it here. So I am going to keep it the size is n. So the size of the array I want to get from the user. So to get the input from the user, first you need to introduce the scanner class. Scanner SC is equal to new scanner system dot in. So to use it, I have to import the scanner class. So I have imported it. So I want to know what is the size of the array. So I am going to ask the user, enter the size of the array. So when I enter, I need to get it from a variable, that is my int, storing that with next int. So that I am getting here. So what will happen when I declare an array? Actually, it will be done in two steps. During the first step, the variable declaration happens. Variable declaration. In the second step, so when you use with a new keyword, okay, so that time only the memory get allocated. So this is the way how your memory get allocated for an array. Here I am creating an array of integer 5. So in the first step, it just declare a variable in the memory. And when I use the new keyword, that time only the 5 consecutive memory locations are allotted and that address will be stored in the variable a. So basically we want to dynamically get the size of the array. So we are getting by using the scanner, I am getting the size and I am passing that size in the array size. And once the array is declared, next is I need to store the value to it. So I am going to tell enter the values. So it is an array. So we want to get a sequence of values. So to get that value, you need to use with the for loop. So I is equal to 0, I less than n. Because array index starts with 0, if I need 5 elements means I need to get from 0 to 4. So I less. So to get the input, array will be accessed through the index value. So I need to store the value in the index by getting the input from the user. So this will allow me to get the n inputs from the user sequentially through the keyboard. After getting the input, I need to display the output. So I have to use with sout display. So to display also the same principle, using the for loop I equal to 0, I less than. To know the length of the array, you may use the property called as a dot length. That also you can use, or you can use the value of n, that also giving the length of the array. So I plus plus. Now you want to print the output. So I'm going to tell a of I. Okay. So now we'll execute and check how the program is running. So when I run the program, the terminal asking me to enter the size. So I'm giving 5. Enter the value 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So when I do it, I'm getting all the outputs. Whatever I have entered, I have displayed here. So now I think you have an idea how to create a simple array and how to initialize the values to it and how to display the value to it, from it. And now I need to write a logic. I want to find the sum of elements available in the array. So I need to keep track all the elements in an array, get the value and add it in the sum variable. So to get it, I am using a variable called as s, which is initialized to 0. So again I need to traverse through the array. So I have to get the integer array for the for loop. So int I plus plus. For every element I will capture by using the index. The element whatever I get, it need to be added in my sum variable. So s is equal to s plus a of I. So not only the sum of elements, you can use with the logic of finding the maximum value, finding the minimum value. Then you can perform the ascending order of the array, descending order of the array. So multiple logics or problem solvings you can do with the array concept. This one simple logic I have implemented here. And after doing that, I want to print what is the sum value. So I'm going to print what is the sum value. So just run the program once again. I give the value, totally 5, size 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So I'm getting the sum of all elements of the array is 150. So I think you have clear how to use with a single dimensional array. Now we are moving to the two-dimensional array, that is matrix. So I go with a new class. I'm going to use with matrix. So I'm going to create the public static void main. So here also you need to have the same steps you have to follow. First you have to declare the array. Next step is you have to assign values. And the third step is display the values. So to declare an array, here it is a two-dimensional array. So you need to just declare int two-dimensional. So 2 square bracket equal to new int size I can give with m and n. So m and n I can specify with 2 cross 2, 2 cross 2, 3 cross 3, 2 cross 3, 3 cross 2, any rows and columns I can get it. So to get it I need to use the scanner class. Scanner sc is equal to new scanner system dot in. And after using the scanner, I need to enter the number of rows, enter the number of columns. So I need to ask the user sout, enter the rows. So enter the size of the row, enter the size of row. The size I need, that I need to store it in a variable. Rows equal to sc dot next int. Next I need a column. So I have declared here m and n. So I am just using with this m to represent a row. And I need to get the size of the column. So enter the size of column. And I need to store it in the variable n. So n is equal to sc dot next int. So this will allow the user to create any two-dimensional array with any size of m cross n. So now we need to assign a value. So the array index will be accessed with the array elements will be accessed through index. So a of I and a of j. This is the way we have to access, but it need to be repeated because every row I need to get the columns first, then I need to move to the next row, get the columns. So this will be controlled with two for loops here. So for int I is equal to 0, I less than m, I plus plus. So this will control the row. And again I am going to add another one inner for loop, int j is equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. And this will be controlling the column. So now every row, the first element, like that I need to move it, so the elements will be get through the array index. So this is the way you can access the elements in your matrix A of ij. So that I need to store the value next int. So this step allow you to get the values for your matrix with the size of m cross n. And after getting the value, the next step is again you need to display the value. So for int I is equal to 0, I less than m, I plus plus. Then going with the inner for loop, int j is equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. So now you want to display the output. So just put s out a of I, j. Okay, now we'll run the program and check how it is working. Enter the size of the row. I'm going to give a 2 cross 2 matrix. So 2 cross 2 means totally I need to enter 4 elements. So I'm going to enter the elements 10, 20, 30 and 40. But it is not printing in a matrix format. So before that I'm going to add some statement here, s out, enter the values. And here also I'm going to tell s out, display the matrix. Okay. So display part actually you want to print like a matrix format. It's a 2 cross 2 matrix. So first row 2 elements and the second row the next 2 elements. So instead of using print ln here, the first row I need to print 10. After printing 10, I need to put a space. Then I need to print 20. So add one space here. The first row completed. After printing the first row, it has to go to the second row. The second row means once the inner for loop completes, then it is moving to the second row. So here I need to put s out, print ln. So now you run the program. Size of your matrix 2, enter the values 10, 20, 30, 40. So now you can able to see the matrix in a format of m cross n. Now the same logic I am going to do with finding the sum of elements of the matrix. Again the same principle, create a variable s, storing with the value as 0. Then to retrieve each and every individual value, I need to control the row and column. So I is equal to 0, I less than m, I plus plus. Then to control the column, j is equal to 0, j is equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. I need to do the same property, s is equal to s plus a of I and j. So it will go through the first row, take the first element 0, 0, next element 0, 1, then going to the next row 1, 0, 1, 1. After getting every value, I need to print the sum. So I am going to print the sum. So sum value. So just run the program. Enter the size 2, enter the values 10, 20, 30 and 40. So now I got the sum of elements of the matrix. So you can do the logics of addition of two matrix, subtraction, multiplication, transpose of a matrix, finding the maximum element, minimum element, finding the diagonal sum of a matrix. So multiple programs you can do by creating a matrix. You can play with multiple programs. Thank you.